Welcome to Chapter 1 of our series, Speak with Confidence, Public Speaking for Introverts. In this episode, titled The Introvert Advantage, Why Quiet People Can Be Great Speakers, we're going to explore the unique strengths that introverts bring to the stage. Get ready to discover how your quiet nature can actually be your greatest asset in public speaking. Let's dive in. About half the people you see avoiding the mic at work are wired for it to be their secret superpower. Anxious hands, quiet voice, racing thoughts. Yet those same traits can create the talks people remember most. How does being reserved turn into real presence on stage? Quiet speakers often notice what loud speakers miss. The tiny eyebrow raise when a slide confuses people, the shift in energy when a story lands, the silent nods that mean, keep going. That sensitivity isn't a flaw, it's data. Introverts tend to walk into a room and scan it like a dashboard, picking up signals that can shape not just what they say, but how and when they say it. That's why many of the most trusted speakers don't feel like performers, they feel like translators, turning complex ideas and unspoken concerns into clear human language. Think of a great introverted presenter less as a spotlight seeker and more as a sound engineer at a live concert, constantly tuning levels so the audience hears exactly what matters most, and nothing extra that gets in the way. In this episode, we'll unpack how to turn that tuning ability into a repeatable speaking advantage. Many quiet professionals assume they're not built for the spotlight because they don't light up in brainstorming sessions or jump into every debate. Yet communication research keeps pointing to something different. Audiences consistently rate speakers higher when they feel understood, not dazzled. That's where your natural style fits. You're likely already good at noticing who hasn't spoken in a meeting or where a project brief feels fuzzy. Those same instincts can shape talks that feel tailored, not generic. Think less about performing and more about hosting a thoughtful roundtable, even if you're the only one with a microphone. Most natural, extroverted speakers start from expression. What do I want to say? Quiet speakers often start from a different question. What does this room need from me? That shift sounds subtle, but it completely changes how you craft and deliver a talk. First, there's preparation depth. The Northwestern study you heard about isn't just trivia, it points to a pattern. People who like to think before they speak tend to research more, outline more carefully, and rehearse transitions instead of relying on adrenaline. The result on stage isn't stiffness, it's steadiness. When you know exactly why each story, stat, and slide is there, you don't have to perform confidence. You can borrow it from your preparation. Second, there's how you use your attention in real time. Where high-energy speakers might amp up the crowd, you're more likely to tune into them. That can look simple, pausing one extra beat after a key point, rephrasing when faces look puzzled, or quietly dropping an example that no longer feels relevant to the room. These micro-adjustments tell people, I see you, which is a powerful route to trust. Third, there's your relationship with silence. Many speakers rush to fill every gap, afraid a quiet second means they're losing people. Quieter personalities can learn to treat silence as part of the message. A deliberate pause before a big idea lets the audience lean forward. A breath after a joke lets the laughter breathe. You're not just sharing information, you're pacing a shared experience. Consider how you tell stories. You might not be the most animated storyteller at a party, but you probably excel at choosing which details matter. On stage, that curatorial instinct is gold. Stripped-down stories, with one clear problem, one specific person, one concrete moment of change, tend to land harder than dramatic but scattered narratives. Finally, there's empathy. Because you know what it feels like to be overloaded or overlooked in a crowd, you're often better at designing talks that protect your audience's attention. Fewer cluttered slides, clearer structure, and a closing that doesn't just inspire, but tells them exactly what to do next. Think about 3 quiet pros you might recognize. A staff engineer walking a team through a risky migration, a product manager unveiling a roadmap to skeptical stakeholders, and a founder updating investors after a rocky quarter. None of them are chasing laughs or applause. They're doing something subtler, reducing uncertainty. The engineer doesn't raise their volume. They raise their clarity, showing 2 or 3 options, calling out trade-offs, and ending with a precise next step. The product manager uses a simple, logical arc: problem, stakes, decision, so people can follow without burning mental fuel. The founder doesn't hype, they narrate. Here's what we believed, what we learned, and what we're changing. Each is using attention like a scarce budget: fewer stories, sharper numbers, slower pacing where it counts. As a listener, you don't leave thinking, what a big personality, but I know what's happening, and I know what to do. As hybrid work grows, quiet speakers gain new advantages. Short videos, async updates, and global calls reward those who edit ruthlessly and land one sharp takeaway, not 10 half-remembered points. Think of a low-latency audio stream: less lag, less noise, just clean delivery. Leaders who once hid an email will shape decisions via crisp 5-minute briefs, and teams will start optimizing not for who talks most in the room, but whose words keep guiding choices a week later. Your quiet style isn't a hurdle to overcome, it's raw material to shape. The next step is experimenting: shorter updates, one vivid story, or a single chart that feels like a clean riff in a favorite song. Over time, patterns will emerge, moments when the room leans in, not because you got louder, but because you made it easier for them to listen. Before next week, ask yourself: 1. If I had a 5-minute talk tomorrow on a topic I quietly care about, what 3 stories or examples from my own life would I actually feel excited, not terrified, to share, and why those? 2. In my next real conversation, at work, with a friend, or on a call, where can I deliberately use a 3-second pause before answering, and how does that tiny silence change the quality of what I say and how I feel? 3. If I redesigned public speaking to fit my introvert strengths, what would it look like this week? A short Loom video, a voice note to my team, a mini presentation to one trusted colleague, and what topic feels safe enough to try that on today? This was Owl Up, your daily step forward. To keep learning with structured courses and more insights, go to owlup.co. Until tomorrow!